Well, good morning, my loves. Wow, what a beautiful sunny morning, but cold. But that's the beautiful wind spirit, the wind spirit of freedom. One of the most liberating feelings you can feel is freedom. And the freedom comes from taking back your power from karmic situations, karmic people. There's all different kinds, shapes, or forms. And it's karmics doesn't mean just family. And in this case, it is, or was actually, we will say was, a karmic job. Karmic co-workers, not all, but some. And the biggest liberating thing about is when you take the leap of faith forward to take inspired action. And sometimes that inspired action step, they always comes in the right time, the right place, the right moment. And your guides and spirits with you all the way when you take that inspired aligned action step. And we get all kinds of synchronicities of, what's going on around us. And especially, some of the hidden synchronicities are when others are taking inspired action, especially that, when you know somebody for 16 years, same place, same occupation. And in this case, it was a karmic occupation and a karmic job. And the cycle needed to be closed, and that's coming. And not all cycles are going to close when you want them to, or they're not all going to close right away. They always close in divine timing, at the right time in the right place when you are closing karmic cycles. And it has to be closed from in the 5D on the energetic level before they close on the 3D. As above, so below. So, about a week and a half ago, I would say my assistant head nurse, she closed out a cycle. And she's always been definitely soul family. And, when there's soul family around, you don't need to speak to them every day or every hour. You can speak to them telepathically. And she was closing out a karmic cycle and this karmic job. And me and her were on the same timeline and page and dimension with this. And it was a toxic situation that was going to end. And I knew it was going to end for her. I knew it was going to end for me, but not exactly at the same time. And when they say you go through that wheel of fortune, and as that wheel turns, the karma starts to turn to dharma. And when the karmic cycle closes out, that wheel turns. And she dropped the bomb. Everybody knows this courtesy would be giving 2 weeks notice, even a month's notice, 3 weeks notice in this case. And I knew. The day she was hysterical crying and said, I have a migraine. And I said, no, that's not a migraine. Something happened. And her and unit manager did not get along. The unit manager was jealous of her. jealous of her expertise, jealous of her knowledge. And this happens a lot when people are jealous of others' knowledge and expertise, which is part of your abundance, because you're an abundant being. And I kept saying to her that she's not in a good place. She's not in a good place. And I knew this was going to end. This was going to end for a few of us at the right time in the right place. So basically, she ended her employment in one day. You could say walked off her job. And she told them the truth. And she spoke her truth. She took back her power. And that was a very serious synchronicity. And to pay attention. One thing about anything karmic or karmic people or whoever they are to you, they have only one job. And that job is to teach lessons. And in that job is to teach one lesson and one type of lesson. The lesson is to teach you of what you don't want. What you don't want. They are there to show you what you don't want, what you don't want to continue with. And she left abruptly. Definitely not physically violent, but it was definitely a massive tower moment she brought down. And one of the things is we have that power and free will to bring down the tower moment ourselves. My nose is itching. I'm telling you something. And if you don't bring down the tower moment's going to come down for you. And it's not going to come down the way you want it to come down. When Spirit brings down that tower moment, they're going to bring down the tower moment what they feel is in your best and highest good. And your guides are always around you. You can be in a room by yourself, no one around, and you're being guided, watched, and protected. And my face is itching too. So this was a really serious synchronicity, and there was a message I got. I was taking a walk out on lunch, and something said, it's time. It is time to take action, and that was it. So, and when they say revenge served back to a karmic situation or karmic person is best served cold on a silver platter, it is. And of course, you're not doing that maliciously or with any ill will or any ill intentions. That's just the way the Wheel of Fortune turns. So that needs to turn and turn into Dharma. And so the action step was to start looking elsewhere. Knowing that that light is at the end of the tunnel elsewhere, it's finding the right tunnel to go through. So I did. And kept it to myself. They don't know yet. And so I received this month's schedule. My assistant head nurse, she had me off every Saturday. It was blank. I had no idea there were changes made. I had no idea this went on until after the fact. So apparently, I went on the interview. And I got a decision 48 hours later. And I have been hired someplace else, and it's not a hospital. A very old, one of the things is when you are, multi-specialized, You never know when one of those old specialties will you fall back on. You don't know what doors that can open. So, and they asked, what was my start date? So my start date is in January. Today, apparently, I had no idea I was supposed to work. I went by the schedule. By the time I got the phone call, it was 10 o'clock. Doing errands. And I said, well, it's not here on the schedule. I can send a picture. Don't believe me. Yeah, this unit manager has a really bad habit of lying. And she was like really nice because she knows I can pick out a liar in 0.2 seconds. Energy does not lie. The energy doesn't lie. And I said, well, it's not here. And she said, well, can you come in? I said, no, I can't. I have plans for the weekend. And don't ask me again. So she has no idea that I will be dropping the bomb in one day with no 2 weeks notice, no 3 weeks notice, no 1 month's notice. They are getting same day notice. When is that notice? Most likely Christmas Eve or New Year's. Actually, that notice will be December 30th. I'm not carrying in a closed out karmic cycle into the new year of 2023. Nope, you're done. And unless something happens prior, to then, and maybe the bomb will be dropped sooner. Who knows? Let's see what kind of magic unfolds with that. So, the cycle is closed. And realizing that I was not allowed any time off except 1 week in May, I had to threaten to leave for this one time off, which was only 2 days to have an appliance delivered. No. So, at this point, I was going to get what I want. So if I go on a 1 month, a vacation for 2 weeks before the new year, and I drop the bomb then it was meant to be. The magic unfolds and everything falls in the right place, the right time. So this is a situation of a karmic job. And karma is best served cold on a silver platter. And there are times in our lives that we have to be the ones, when we learn the lesson and that aha moment comes, that is also a sign that we are also the ones to teach the lesson to those that need to learn it. And I find that not the easiest thing to do is teaching the lessons. And, it goes in a full circle. Anyway, all, have a wonderful weekend. Have a magical weekend. And love you all. Bye, all.